All right, everybody. Hey, my name's Brett, and this is Charging Across Texas with Brett and Linda. My lovely wife will be helping me out when I mess something up here, but she's not going to be in this video. We are going to be shooting videos of us traveling across the state of Texas, going to different places. Next week, in fact, we're going to take our first road trip since we started this channel together, and we're going to be going to Fredericksburg, Texas for a wine festival. We're going to spend Saturday eating food and drinking wine and having a good time. We're hoping this channel, these videos will be informative and you can enjoy them and learn a few things there. The first video, if you want to go back to our channel and watch it, it's our intro where we tell you what we're going to do, tell you a little bit about ourselves. You can see that. One thing I did learn, I did talk a little bit about charging on there, and one of our family members told us that, told me that I know you enjoy cars, EVs, you know a lot about them, and I could tell that level 2 charging was a good thing, but I don't really know what level 2 charging is. So that made me realize that, yes, a lot of people who are watching this are my friends. A lot of them don't have EVs. A lot of them don't have a clue about anything about EVs. So this is a video that hopefully we can enlighten you a little bit. I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I am learning all the time, and I'll try to impart a little bit of knowledge on y'all today. I hope you enjoy it. And as always, we'll be charging across Texas. Okay, so let's talk about charging. Typically, when we talk about charging, we talk about level 1 charging, level 2 charging, or level 3 charging, which is also called DC fast charging. Level 1 charging is where you plug your car. Well, most cars come with an adapter like this. This is our level 2 charger. It's this has a NEMA 1450 plug on it. It's the same you use for your dryer, for your electric range, things like that. This is for level 2 charging. You can replace this plug with the regular 3-prong home outlet 120 volt plug. With that one, that's kind of a trickle charger. You can charge at about 3 to 4 miles an hour to your battery that way. I think it charges at around 2 kilowatt, somewhere around there. So that's slow charging. My car's battery is 111 kilowatts. So if it was completely empty, it would take over 2 days to charge up from 0 to full. You'd never do that. Never ever do that. But that's what it would take. That's how long it would take to go from 0 to full. The level 2 charger, the NEMA 450, that will add about 30 or so miles to the car's battery per hour. And it charges at about 9 kilowatt. So with that, typically I can plug my car in at 9 or 10 o'clock. And if I'm down around 50%, it'll be charged up to 80% for by the time I leave in the morning. Usually if I plug in at 9, it's usually charged up by 2 o'clock or so. And I have it set to where it charges when the rates are supposed to be the lowest. So it'll turn off and turn on during the night to make sure I'm charging appropriately. So those are the two. This is the main one. If you have a garage, I think it costs us about $500 to put the plug in our garage. You can do it for cheaper. The person we hired hid all the conduit and stuff, so you can't tell any of that stuff there. He did it all on the wall, so that was nice. But anyway, if you can charge at home, that's the way to go. It's the cheapest way to go. I was just looking. I was curious as to how much it costs. I think the average cost per kilowatt hour here in Lubbock is around 15 to 16 cents a kilowatt hour. So multiply that times 111. Yeah, it tells you about how much it costs to charge from 0 to full. Never charge that much, but typically I figure we probably add. I maybe charge $15 to $20 a week, maybe. I don't even know if I do that. I'd have to figure those out. But anyway, it's not a lot. The superchargers are what you see. Level 3 chargers, superchargers, what you see on the highway. Tesla chargers, the ones you see in parking lots, those are superchargers. If you travel along the highways and stop at a Walmart, a lot of the Walmarts on the highways have Electrify America chargers in them. Those are fast chargers. Pilot Flying J's has a partnership with EVgo, and they put fast chargers there as well. We love the EVgo and Ty for sure. We stop and eat at the Denny's when we're there charging. But there's chargers popping up everywhere. Typically, though, you want to charge at home whenever you can. Charging, there's 2 different types of chargers, just like there's 2 different types of architectures in cars. There's 400 volt and 800 volt. 400 volt is the most common. It's what is how EVs were made originally. They've kept it going. It's got a really well-established supply line. Parts are cheap. It's a cheaper way to build an EV. So especially all of the cheaper cars are 400 volt. All Teslas except for the Cybertruck are 400 volt. All of GM's are really 400 volt-ish. The big trucks are what they call split packs, and it's like having two 400 volt batteries together, and depending on how they're connected, they can switch back and forth. They can act as a 400 volt system or as an 800 volt system, so they're able to take advantage of the chargers better that way. They tend to have issues of their own. They're really big, they're typically heavy, add a lot of weight. They're not super efficient, but they are good for what they do, and that sort of thing. The 400 volt architecture cars, they have to have a lot of current to meet their charging maximums. So like my car has a 195 volt kilowatt charge max. That's the fastest it'll ever charge. And it does that at a lower stated charge. And so it gets a lot of juice put in it through the charger to make it hit that mark. It'll hit that mark and go down from there. All batteries do that. When you supercharge a car, it'll hit its peak and go down from that way. Protects the battery. And there's a reason why they tell you not to only charge to 80 typically on most batteries, and that's to extend the battery life. Although that's kind of up in the air a little bit too. Most batteries on the road are lithium ion. They're actually NMC, nickel, manganese, and cobalt. Those are the ones you hear about all the mining issues. Those are pretty energy dense, more so than any of the other ones out there. You get more distance with less battery, and some of those are 400 volt architecture, some are 800 volt. But that's with them. The other type of battery you're seeing more and more of is a lithium iron phosphate or LFP battery. They are a hardier battery. They aren't as energy dense. So if you had two batteries the same size, you could probably get 20 to 30% more distance out of an NMC battery than an LFP battery. And LFP batteries, they actually want you to charge to 100% when you charge them. And that works better with the computer systems in the cars, the way they manage the batteries. It's better for the LFPs to charge to 100%, and they are a more hardy battery that lasts longer, and so it's not a big trade-off for that. The chargers, all of the Tesla chargers are 400 volt architecture. They are just now starting to put 800 volt chargers up. There's only a handful in California right now, but like a 400 volt car like mine or like Tesla's, they can go to any charger and charge just fine. They'll meet their peak charging, whatever their car will handle them, it'll let them do it. With the 800 volt charger, it'll talk to your car's computer. They'll go back and forth, and it can say, all right, I'll give you this much charge, and you can meet your peaks. It's harder for an 800 volt car. Going to a 400 volt charger, it rarely ever can get very fast. So like you may have a car that can charge at 270 kilowatts on an 800 volt charger. It may only charge at 100 to 120 kilowatt at a 400 volt charger, like a Tesla charger. So if you had an 800 volt car, most likely you would probably charge at the 800 volt chargers whenever you could on the road and try to avoid Tesla chargers and chargers like that. Most of the 400 volt chargers can only charge at about 250 kilowatts and down. So if you run across one that charges 150, that's a 400 volt architecture. There are some that, like EVgo's, typically charge at a max rate of 350. There's a company called Iona that has chargers, and they can charge at around 400. If you go to Buc-ee's usually has Tesla superchargers, but a lot of them now have Mercedes-Benz superchargers, and those will charge at 400 if your car can handle it. So it's kind of good. It's better and better. Like I said, so 400 volts require higher current to hit their peaks. 800 volt architecture cars don't have to have as much current, so their cabling smaller. One of the drawbacks for 400 volt is the increased current causes more loss of energy and heat. It creates more heat, so you lose more energy that way. Same thing when a 400 volt battery sends power to the motors. You tend to lose a little bit more heat that way. It's a less efficient system. 800 volts, less currents flowing through, less loss in heat. Same thing going from the battery to the motors as well. So they tend to be a more efficient system. Although a lot of the efficiency comes more with the aerodynamics and the way the cars are set up, because Teslas are some of the most efficient cars you can buy, and they do a good job with what they have. Lucid's another car that they're more expensive. They build more luxury-oriented sedans, and they have a luxury-oriented SUV that's just come out, the Gravity, and those charge super fast. They're super efficient, especially when you compare them to cars similar size. Mercedes-Benz makes really efficient cars. So that's one of the things you want to do too. We talked a bit about finding chargers. A lot of people worry about that on the highway. Chargers are going up everywhere. Walmart's gone crazy building chargers. You can go to apps such as PlugShare, ChargePoint, Tesla. They can show you where their chargers are at. As PlugShare is really good. You can go on there and pick which type of charger you want to see, whether it's an EVgo, a Tesla. You can do one at a time, or you can click all of them and show all of them across the country. It's pretty impressive how many chargers there are across the country right now. Typically on a highway, every 50 to 70 miles, on most highways, you can run across a charger to charge your car. One of the things somebody asked me about was charging to 80%. Charging to 80% is more important on NMC batteries, stresses the battery less. It's kind of like your phone battery. Typically, your phone's only one cell. A car's got hundreds and hundreds of cells. But if you charge your phone to 100% all the time, your battery will degrade faster than if you charge to 80 or 90%. And if you're a person who runs your phone dead and then charges it to 100%, that's especially hard. Batteries don't like going to zero. They don't like going to 100%. Think of it as when you're driving your car. Typically, most people fill their car up when it hits about a quarter tank or an eighth of a tank. They never get right down on E. You try to avoid that. And you want to do the same thing in your electric car. Charging to 100% is not recommended daily. When we go on a trip, we'll charge to 100% the night before we go on a trip, and that'll be the only time we charge to 100%. Usually on the trip, we'll charge to 80 to 90%, depending on where we're at. If we stop and eat, it usually goes up above 90% because we charge while we're eating, but it's nothing bad. It's pretty easy to do, not a lot of work to it. More and more chargers are using what's called plug-in charge, where you enter all your information into your phone app, and your phone app talks to your car, and your car talks to the charger. And you just plug it in, and it'll start charging and charge you automatically with what's your credit card on your phone, which is pretty cool. Makes it pretty easy. You just plug it in and go do whatever you need to do. Go to the restroom, go get a snack, do something like that. The main take-home thing for you is that charging is not as bad as you think it is. Charging along the highways is a lot easier than you think it is. Electric vehicles are fun to drive. I love driving my EV. I love driving our first EV, the Volvo. That was a great car too. Anyway, hopefully you'll find our content entertaining. Hopefully you'll smile a little bit. I'm hoping. And if you do, hit that like, subscribe to our channel. We would appreciate it. If you have any comments, please share it in the comment section, and I'll do my best to figure out how to get to it and answer it. Anyway, thank you much, and remember, charge across Texas.